Hi, I'm Jay, and in this short video I'm going to talk about 9 ways to manage conflict. You and I experience conflict every day of our lives. We experience conflicts with regards to our time, spending money, making decisions, and in our relationships at work and home, and everywhere in between. Conflict is a natural part of life. Thus, the existence of conflict in your life is not necessarily an indicator of how unhealthy your life is. A better indicator might be in looking at how you handle and resolve conflict. Before I start, I'd like you to think about an existing or recent conflict situation that you faced. So hit pause if you need to think, and then listen to the following suggestions to see what might help you the most. Okay, so here are 9 suggestions on how to manage conflict. 1. Anticipate conflict or be proactive. Oftentimes, conflict can be avoided if we think in advance about how an upcoming situation, decision, or action might affect other people. What kind of response are you likely to have from others to this upcoming situation, decision, or action? How could you help to lessen other people's surprise or shock about it? How can you better incorporate other people's thoughts and feelings before speaking, deciding, or taking action? And how can you prepare yourself to respond in a more professional, caring, or wise way? How do you normally anticipate conflict? 2. Acknowledge conflict. Identifying the fact that a conflict has started is sometimes half the battle. The longer we take to notice a conflict, the more negative or entrenched a conflict can quickly become, and you can risk the conflict getting out of control. You could say something like, "Okay, I see that you're bringing another perspective on this. Let's talk more about that." How well do you acknowledge conflict right away? 3. Change your attitude toward conflict. Once you acknowledge the conflict, it's critical to say so and to choose to have a positive attitude toward the conflict. If you think of conflict as a time waster or a terribly painful chore, you're likely to bring that same negative attitude into resolving the conflict. But if you think of the conflict as a great opportunity to make progress, to understand and value others, to build consensus and unity, and to make the best possible group decision, then you are likely to work toward achieving those actual results. So normally, how is your attitude toward conflict? 4. Seek first to understand others. Before you let loose with your tongue and explain to the other person every clear and obvious reason why your way is right or best, humble yourself and let the other person speak first. Allow them to express their thoughts, ideas, needs, concerns, and questions. Let their side be told. Let them get it all out. How well do you seek first to understand others? 5. Show that you listened and understood. Wait, it's still not time to share your wisdom with the world. First, demonstrate to the person that you truly heard them. Nod your head. Give appropriate eye contact. Provide an occasional verbal acknowledgement like yes or okay or all right or whatever is appropriate in your culture. Write down what they said and or summarize what they said. People want to know that they've been listened to. How well do you normally show that you listened and understood? 6. Admit what you agree with. As you summarize what a person said, highlight the things that you agree with them about. Make sure they understand that you both have areas of agreement. Believe it or not, this can help tremendously in avoiding them thinking that you're 100% against them and everything they stand for. When you're in a conflict situation, how well do you clarify with people what you agree with them about? 7, add in your needs and perspective. Okay, so now it's finally your turn to explain your perspective. Using keywords like and, also, in addition to, and I wish. Try to add to things that they have already said and that you agree with. For example, for a conflict about when to schedule an upcoming event, you could say, in addition to your idea of holding the event on a Friday evening, which I think is a great idea, it would also be wonderful if we could avoid holding the event on a Friday where our kids have an important sports game. The point is that you want to add to the list of needs and options that the other person already verbalized. You may also need to respectfully explain any concerns you have about possible options or solutions that others have suggested. But this is where you get to add in your needs and perspectives. So how well do you respectfully add new ideas and perspectives to a discussion? 8, propose and be open to creative solutions. Now that you can see the needs and ideas of everyone involved with the situation, suggest the idea of considering some creative solutions or alternatives. Let everyone get creative, and afterwards, take a rational look at the suggestions according to the felt needs everyone expressed. Pray about it all, and see which suggestions the group is most comfortable with, or that seem to make the most sense. How open are you usually to new and creative solutions? And lastly, 9, reaffirm the importance of the relationship. Hopefully by now you've been able to come to a conclusion that is acceptable to everyone, and you have successfully managed this conflict. But whether you were totally successful or not in resolving the conflict, make sure you acknowledge to everyone how much you value and appreciate them. After all, life is about relationships, not about always getting exactly what we want, right? Sometimes it helps to remind everyone of this in the midst of a conflict by letting people know we value them and their opinions. How well do you reaffirm the importance of relationships? All right, that's it. So from these 9 things, what do you see as your strengths in managing conflict? And in which areas could you improve? Try using these 9 steps to walk through your next conflict situation. You may be surprised at how much it can help. Make sure to check out the ALLC website for more leadership resources.